My name is Earl Freudenberg, and I live at 6030 Stardust Trail in the Northwoods subdivision. Is it all right, Mr. Chairman, if I ask residents to stand up? I think we have a delegation here. Would everybody from Northwoods please stand up? Thank you. Chairman Oglesby, Vice Chairman Henderson, and members of the council. Northwoods subdivision residents are here tonight asking why a 30-year-old father had to die to get our attention. A 2-year-old will never see her daddy. This was a senseless murder at a group home on Sunday, January the 12th at 5705 Garrett Drive. Our neighborhood association voted unanimously last night to oppose the reopening of this group home. Frankly, it's been a nuisance from almost day one. It's operated by Support Solutions, headquartered in Memphis. We are told they operate other group homes in Chattanooga. Since the opening in November 2017, police have responded to the facility 43 times. I asked an officer how much time they spend going into Northwoods. They said they average 2 times a month. So you see, this house has gotten quite a bit of police attention. This afternoon, when I was coming back from lunch, I noticed a big moving van sitting in front of the house, and there were workers moving out furniture. Caught my eye. Yes, we call the news media because it is news. A few minutes ago, before the meeting, Miss Phyllis Miller, Phyllis, would you please stand up? She lives in the V there across from the house. She brought us a good news letter. It's from Richard Key, who handles the Key estate. The bottom line is the lease is run out. The house is going to be put on the market and sold, and it will return to its proper zoning of R1. Members of the council, I supplied you with a letter, gives you a lot of background in the case. I've known the Key family for a long time. They're good citizens. There was some mistakes here made, and we're just glad that Northwoods has a good resolution. But I do challenge members of the city council. This group, Support Solutions, in my opinion, is a bad citizen. You know, allowing a murder to happen when this guy requested additional help last December is unacceptable in my eyes. I would request, Mr. Smith, since you're our councilman, that you write these people a letter, maybe get them to come over here and answer questions. Now, I know Mr. Novelet has made a statement that you have very little jurisdiction, but they're still operating in our community. Talk with the policemen. Ask how many times they've been to these group homes. In my opinion, there's a lot of information that we need to know about. Let's prevent, please, another murder from happening like what happened at the Northwoods subdivision. Thank you so much for allowing me to address you. If you have any questions from our neighborhood, we have neighbors. Mr. Gene Huffine, our chairman of our association, is here. We would be glad to ask those questions. Ask those questions and answer them, sir. Thank you.
Very much for your comment, Mr. Freeman. We have Councilman Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There's been a lot of discussion over this since this incident occurred on the 12th, and I have had significant conversations with the city attorney and what exactly our authority is with a company that is actually licensed by the state and not by the city. So there's very little audit capability legally that we can do. That said, looking into other businesses that they have and looking into whether or not they are operating in a legal fashion is something we definitely can do. Even if that is, if they are regulated by the state. We have a few friends up there too that may be willing to help us out and having somebody go in and check these facilities out. I'm glad to hear the outcome on this one. I've been hearing rumors, so we've been pushing pretty hard, so I'm glad to hear that that has taken place.
And Mr. Key has apologized, by the way. You've got the letter there. He's issued an apology. He says that he will forever remember this, and it will be something that will annoy him. So
and we appreciate his willingness to work with the neighborhood as well. I will say this, on the police reports, I have looked into those too. Not every time that an officer is called to a home such as this is it in a violent nature. In some cases, there's a lot of calls that are helpful in nature as well. So I will just say that just because there are calls to a home, it doesn't necessarily immediately trip the sensor that, oh my gosh, you know, there are either criminal activities or things like that going on. It's not necessarily that. So we are happy to see this outcome, and we are going to look into this organization and the city
Well, our neighborhood has been scared. Some say they fear for their lives. So
I understand.
I appreciate you listening to our concerns.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.